the second day of August. So the last several days we have been focused on a system out in the tropics that's not really a system. In fact, a couple days ago it was barely any clouds. Well, things continue to change as the system continues to get closer to the United States. And today, the National Hurricane Center raised the chances of development to 70% in the next 7 days. And as we step back together and just look at what the system is becoming, again, remember a few days ago out in the Atlantic, there were hardly any clouds. Now we have clouds. So the system is starting to gather some moisture and get a little better organized. But one thing we do not have, watch it with me, there's no swirl. And until we get a swirl, it's basically just a cluster of clouds moving across the Caribbean. And look what it's got underneath it. It's got the mountains of Hispaniola, the mountains of Cuba in its path. That's going to prohibit it from further development. So this area shaded in red is where we expect it to develop sometime this weekend. That's not the forecast cone telling us where the system is going to go. If it does develop, this is where it would happen over the weekend. So then the question becomes, well, what happens after it develops? Well, for the first time, we have the computer models starting to give us their opinion about where the system will go. So let's show you where, not the strength, but where, drifting over Cuba and then winding up somewhere in either the Gulf of Mexico or over Florida, where it is expected to stall for several days, maybe development, maybe not, and then at some point maybe kicking back out to the Atlantic Ocean. So this is where the system could possibly go, but it is very likely that even if it does develop, it will not develop into a significant system. Impacts on us here in North Carolina, very unlikely, and if we do get something, maybe a little bit of rain next week.